Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me for this fun cactus easel card. I just love it, and I want to show you first, actually I can show you first what it is, and then I'll show you where my inspiration comes. So it folds up pretty flat and would fit inside an envelope, and I stamped the envelope with a cactus and we're using this Cactus Cuties stamp set. But then when you open it up, you can kind of make it into an easel card. So you can kind of see it. It holds this way and it just sits right on your table. And I think, I actually think you could just make one for yourself. It's a nice little message and sit right on your table, or you can certainly send it as a card. You can write a little message in here or inside or even on the back or the bottom. So I think they're fun. They're just kind of like mini easel cards. And so my inspiration, move that over so you can see a little bit. I was mailed this Christmas card from one of my team members, Dawn, and I loved it. So it does say kind of the same thing. It folds up. I'll show you all the views, but it folds up the same. It hinges kind of on these gems, whereas mine hinges on the little, I'll show you the popped up words. The really cool thing about this one is she gave me a tea light. You can put a tea light on the inside here. There's vellum on both sides of the snowflake, so it glows through. It's really, really cool. But she used 12 by 12 paper, which I don't have, or certainly not in this color. So I adapted what we're going to make into a smaller version using the standard 8.5 by 11 paper. But I wanted to show you my inspiration piece because I love it. All right, so I'm going to put that aside, and I'll take that out next Christmas and put that as a decoration. So I took, and I already kind of pre-cut mine, but I'm going to tell you what I did. I used this, Sahara sand for this card, and it is cut 4.25 inches wide by 10.5. So you can get 2 cards on a sheet of paper. And then I scored it right here at 3.5 and at 7, or you could do 3.5 and you can flip it over and do 3.5 again because they're equal. And then I might as well show you my other pieces. White is to stamp on, and then I have these. I use basic gray, so it's a slight little border basic gray on both sides. So you need 2 pieces of that, and that's 3 7/8 by 3 1/8. Hopefully you can see these because they're written in pencil. And then your pattern paper, and I know it's a little busy, but I think it kind of works with the, I'm just noticing some I have the direction of the little images. Oh no, I guess they're all in the same direction. I thought some of them were the other way around. But anyways, I think the shapes of them work with the shapes of the pots, and you pulled in some of the green. But it has that Aztec-y look with the cactus, so I didn't think it was too busy. I think it's right on the borderline, and I think it works. But you can use any pattern paper you want. This is from, I think it's called the Pattern Play or Pattern Party. It's actually a host pack in the back of the the 2021-22 annual catalog. If you're a host, you can choose, it's a huge pack of paper for like $18. It's a great deal if you're a host, or if your orders go over $150, then you can pick it out as one of your Stampin' Rewards. But those are basically the pieces. I just used a stitched rectangle for my little greeting, and then I just have a 1/4 sheet piece of paper for stamping out the cacti. All right, so those are the measurements for that. And what we're going to do is just fold. I'm going to use my bone folder. I don't use it that much, but for this card you actually kind of want really good creases, and I'll show you when we put it together. I may even have to crease it again, just so when you put this together it actually stands upright. It doesn't kind of hang. All right, so it's going to go like that. Okay, so my little triangle. So that means, just trying to think if I want to stamp first or if I want to put it together first. Let's do the stamping first, actually. So let's put this aside. Like I said, I'm using the Cactus Cuties, and it has a coordinating punch. Now the punch only cuts out a couple of the cacti in one pot. So it cuts out this pot, it cuts out this shape, and the flower. The rest we cut with scissors. But let me show you what I did. First, actually, let me backtrack. So you may have seen with some of these builder punches, because there's so many punches, you could cut a template. So you cut a template out, and then you could put that down on your piece of paper, and then you could like stamp in the template for all your stamps, and then you line it up and punch it, and you get all the pieces out. That works great for the strawberry punch, the ice cream punch, some of the other builder punches. I'm trying to think what there are, but it doesn't work good with this one because the shape of what gets punched out is smaller than the shape of the image, which is great. So then you don't have any of the white space. So like for the strawberry, for instance, you have a, when you stamp the strawberry and you punch it, you get this white outline all around the strawberry and all the pieces that go with it. But this one doesn't do that. You can kind of see there's no white spaces around them. Because of that, if you use this method, which works with almost every other punch, but this one, if I stamped on here, hopefully you can see, because my stamp is bigger than that opening, I'm going to get stamped on here, which is fine. But what that creates is, I don't think I brought it up. It actually creates a white space on the inside. Because this pink paper is higher than the white paper, there's a little gap. And so it doesn't do a clean stamping. So this method does not work for this punch. So what I decided to do, because you could stamp one image and then punch, and then there's kind of a lot of wasted paper. So what I decided to do first was to punch out the white, and then we're going to stamp on these guys. So you can see I've already done it. I just taken a scrap piece of paper because, again, that stamp is bigger than my image, so you definitely want something underneath it. So we're going to stamp. I'm using Evening Evergreen. And I'm going to stamp right over. I'm just going to make sure I can see it. Right over. And you can see that the paper is a little bit smaller. So then I'm going to take tweezers, try to eliminate my fingers from getting really inky. So that you can even see, like, there's that little dark part on there was not stamped. Same thing for this guy. On the flower, I used Flirty Flamingo. I'm actually going to Arizona in March. Very excited. It'll be my first time, and I'm hoping that there'll be some flower and cactus while I'm there. I will certainly be taking pictures for inspiration, and certainly be making more cards and projects with this little bundle. All right, the last one is the pot, and this is cinnamon cider. Oh, I did a little crooked because I didn't have my head over it, but that works. That's fine. All right, so those are some of the cacti that we're using. So it's this one, these two, and this one. For the remaining cacti, I used that same. I just punched this one, but I used the same piece of paper and I stamped these images, and I did an extra. You can either punch an extra or stamp and cut out so it'll be slightly bigger, because I put 2 of these on there. And you can actually put as many on there as you want. And I already cut them out because you didn't really need to see me cut things out with scissors, I figured. So let me get all these pieces. That's just a white one. Some of these are just white. All right, I think that's all my pieces. So this one, which is this one, which is kind of like almost like a common house plant. I forget what it's called, but I think I have one of them. I left, when I cut it out with scissors, I left a little bit of the white because it'll just make it easier for me to glue down and then put my pot on top. And then I left a tiny bit of white down here too. You could cut out all the leaves, and if you wanted more leaves, you could kind of build them together. So the other colors I used were Garden Green, Night of Navy, and Soft Suede. I think those are the other colors I used. Okay, so now we can, I think, put it all together. So we have our stamp pieces, we have our base of our card. I have 2 pieces of that. I have one of that and one of that. Okay, so let's start putting together. If I didn't tell you what size this was, I don't think I did. 3 3/4 by 3. And you can play around with, like I just put a really tiny border if you wanted it to be a little bit bigger, but I just thought that worked. This bigger, thicker border kind of made this a little bit less busy, and I thought that this thin border just kind of tightened it all together. But that's stuff you can play with. And then I'm going to actually build my cactus on here now because I think it'll be easier than doing it on the card. So I'm just gonna copy exactly what I did. But you can play around with it. So I actually put the cactus on first, and then I kind of put the pot on top. All right, so that goes there. And I used just glue for all of them except, oops, I did pop up one piece. I'll show you in a second. All right, I did that one. I'm gonna build this one, and I'll do the middle last. Oops. And I have these 2 guys. I tucked one under and one on top. I just got glue on my fingers. I didn't really stamp these as dark as I wanted to, but that's all right. Maybe I'll do, reminds me of Mickey Mouse. Maybe I'll do this one slightly different. Oh, sticky. All right, so I'm gonna put this one here. I'm gonna put this one down here. Put the pot down. Oh, that went a little bit. That's all right. I probably should have come down a little bit. I'm going to put a dimensional on this one. And you can build your cactus however you'd like. And then the flower, maybe I'll still do it on that one. Put the glue on there and then put this down. I find that a little bit easier than putting the glue on the tiny little piece. That took me a few years to realize. Okay. And the last one, because then it kind of ties it all together, and this pot will kind of go in front. Just. Okay. And then I'm trying not to, just for visually, I want my pot, there we go. I don't want them all to be equal in line, so this kind of breaks it up a little bit. Okay, so there's our little garden. And then this is going to go on top of, so that's going to go on the front. So it's going to go on this piece. Like that. And then we need, so again, this is going to sit up like that. So I'm going to open this up and this is going to go here. I made the 2 grays the same size. You can certainly make this one a little bit bigger if you wanted it. And I'm actually, rather than put it in the middle, I'm actually going to scoot it a little bit front. Just a little bit. So I probably could have cut it slightly bigger, but you're not even going to see that size. And that way we'll have enough of a border when we put on our words, which is, let's see, where's the set? I thought the better one for this card, just a note, could be, you could put that on there, I suppose, is hope your day's on point, I thought. And that way it can kind of be a birthday, thank you, desk accessory, maybe whatever you'd like. And this is Night of Navy, which matches one of the pots. Oh, you know what? I think all my other ones are Evening Evergreen. Yep. So you can choose. You can do Night of Navy or Evening Evergreen. I actually have another one. I forgot. Oh, I wish I had your feedback of which color I like better. I think I'll just stick with the green because that's what I did before. Okay, so that was Evening Evergreen. So how you want to put this on is, because this is what's going to make the card stand up, is you want to use dimensionals. And, oh, I forget. Yeah, I just put them in the middle. I put 3. And then I try to center it, you know, sideways here. Put it like that. And so because this is raised, this will stop. Oh, it actually worked. When I was making it before, I didn't crease it enough, so it was just hanging up. So that's why you would just crease it some more with your bone folder or your fingernail. Oh, I have to do that side. There we go. So again, it holds up just like that. And you can fold it this way, put it right in your card. You can even decorate the other sides if you wanted to. I just think it's really sweet. And I think I might just keep one in my office. All right, so yeah, so this used, both the punch and the stamp set and scissors to get all your cactus on this. All right, thank you very much for watching. Have fun making your own little, I have to find out what the right word is for this type of garden. It's not really a succulent garden. I will find out. All right, have a great day. Thanks, bye.